Alright guys, welcome back to the Knockout Off-Road YouTube channel. Today we are working on the Cherokee. As you guys have seen in the past two videos, this thing has been awesome. I'm so happy everything's been working out. It's been a really good Jeep. And just a couple little things that I've been working on today already that I didn't film is this door wouldn't stay open by itself. It would just close. So I had, every time I was working on the interior, I would have to like ratchet strap it. So anyways, I got that fixed. I have a parts Jeep out back in the backyard, and I took the mechanism here for the, I don't know what you call it, the door check holder, something like that, door check. But anyways, now it's staying open. So I'm happy about that. Jenna's gonna be happy about that because she's gonna start driving this thing to work and back. And I did have another issue that I was dealing with is the power windows. So all the windows work flawlessly on this thing. They all go down, they all go up just fine. But every time I had the window lock switch in the unlock position, which is here, the power windows fuse would blow 30 amp, which it's a 30 amp circuit breaker. And that ended up getting really hot, so I ended up replacing it with a 30 amp fuse. Kept blowing those like crazy, couldn't figure it out. So I talked to a guy on the Jeep XJ Facebook page, and he said he walked me through bypassing the window lock switch itself. And so no matter what position the switch is in now, it's always in unlock, which we don't need to lock the windows from the inside anyways. So I got that figured out. It's not blowing the fuse anymore. I've got the correct circuit breaker back in there. I found one of those at O'Reilly's actually. I didn't think I was gonna find one. But anyways, those little things are fixed. Let's see what else I've done to this thing. I haven't done too much else to it. We're running 25 pounds in the tires. And yeah, we're just having a little shop day out here. A couple little updates with the shop. I've got the air compressor that was down here moved outside. I've got my air line running outside here, right through there, which that is so nice having the air compressor out there. You can't even hear it in here. Even with no insulation on the walls, can't hear an air compressor. Finally got my hose reel moved to the ceiling, and I've got my air line running right there, and then down the wall here, and then of course outside. So I built myself a little enclosure out there, and like I said, you can't even hear the thing. I am gonna insulate that enclosure just to keep the moisture down because I don't want water starting to leak out of this chuck, but we got that up there, which that's been super nice. And yeah, it's been good. I am working on a couple things with some companies in the shop, and so I might do a DIY, possible, don't hold me to it, or we might do a DIY spray foam installation in here because it's hard to keep the heat in here. It's hard to keep the hot air out. This thing's like an oven in the summer. And I didn't know it. I wasn't super familiar with these metal buildings before I bought this house with this already here. But they have huge gaps up here above the roll-up doors. These roll-up doors aren't the best. I'll turn off the lights here and show you guys so you guys can see all that light coming in from outside because they got huge 3 or 4 inch wide gaps up above there. And so there's also gaps like here. As you guys can see, you guys have probably also heard in my previous videos working out here when it's windy, is those doors blow around like crazy. So they make a door brush kit and I believe it's like a header kit as well. So it's a 3 inch wide dust shield pretty much. It's like a brush kit for a door. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's hard to explain. But they make them for the sides and then the top to hide that stuff and stop wind and stuff coming through. So I'm gonna be getting that. I'm also gonna be doing the double bubble reflective insulation on the doors eventually. I don't know if that'll happen anytime soon, but when the sun comes down on, which is that side, when it's setting, the sun that hits those doors is obnoxiously hot, and it bakes me out of this thing. I've got this little AC unit down here, but it's not mounted in a window, so it's probably not working like it's supposed to be because this window here is too small. So I don't know, a couple little things here and there, but I am gonna possibly do the spray foam DIY kit on the sides here, and then the roof I will do. This is just a moisture barrier up here right now so it doesn't drip in here. But up top, I'll probably do foam board. I won't do the DIY spray foam on the top. That would just be for the side. So I don't know, there's a couple options. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have these metal buildings and just fighting a constant battle of heat loss and baking out of it in the summertime? I don't know. I don't know what to do. What's the most cost-effective thing to do? I'm trying to keep the budget low. I priced out the foam board for the entire shop here, and it was, I think it was like $1,500, almost $2,000 for the 2-inch thick stuff from Home Depot. So I don't know. I'd like to keep it under $1,000, but kind of hard to do. And you're talking insulation. That stuff's not cheap. So on the other hand, guys, today we are starting a little project. We're working with AuxBeam on this one once again. AuxBeam came in with some 7-inch off-road lights for the Cherokee here. They wanted to put some lights on here, and can't think of a better company to work with is AuxBeam. So we're gonna get straight into it after talking and rambling on about the garage, and we are, make sure you know you're important. Get right into unboxing these. So these lights are massive, and these cheapo Amazon LED headlights in the Cherokee, they work good. They're really bright, but they don't put out light very far, if you guys know what I'm saying. So these AuxBeam lights are gonna do that exactly, and I can't wait to get them installed. Jenna's excited, and we'll finally have some good lighting in the trails. So right off the bat, it's an aluminum housing. Got a nice beefy bracket on the bottom. And then actually these are just covers. So you can have it amber, or let's see if I can do this one-handed. There we go. Or you can just have your straight LED, just like that. So these guys just clip on there, just like that. And boom, you got amber lights. Some people like the amber LEDs, some people like just a bright white LED. I don't know if I have a preference yet. I haven't really ran too many lights with that on there. I do know I bought some cheapo Colite LED lights, and they're not worth a darn. These AuxBeam ones are definitely the best bang for your buck. We've got tons of stuff on their website. Make sure you guys check them out if you haven't already. We've got our bolt kit. And then we've got, this one actually comes with a switch harness and everything. So always check the bottom of your boxes, make sure there's nothing down in there. But looks like that's all that's in there for this kit. Let's see if I can also open this up. This actually comes with some relays. Let me rip this open a minute. So it's always nice getting a set of lights with a harness so that you're not having to wire. Unless, of course, you've got the AuxBeam switch panel already, which we have in the Comanche, which is phenomenal. I am going to be putting one in the Cherokee, that's for sure, because that's very nice. So, got an inline fuse. It comes with this switch, which isn't bad. This switch isn't too bad. It's got 2 relays for 2 lights, which is nice. A lot of people just run 1 relay. So, simple as that. All you got to do, guys, is hook these 2 connectors to your LED AuxBeam lights and run it to ground power on your battery. Mount these relays in a good location, and then run this wire through the firewall, and boom, you got lights. It's super easy. So I'm gonna find a good spot to mount these AuxBeams. And I think I know what I'm gonna do. This bumper has, I don't know if these are factory holes or not, but it's got 2 holes right here. They'll be a little close to the grill. I'm not too worried about it. You can adjust these accordingly. Got plenty of adjustment. Got a slot right there. But yeah, these are gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna get right to it. We're gonna mount these things up and see how it looks. All right, guys, we got the lights all installed already. I think it looks pretty dang good. Take these guys off. Just like that. We got some nice bright LEDs. Or if you want the ambers, simply... They definitely aren't coming off, these covers. These covers snap in very nicely. I can hardly do it with one hand. But I'm making it work just like that. I kind of like the amber look. It gives it a little spice in the front. So just like that, all installed. I kind of think those are factory holes because they're exactly in the same spot on each side. And you know how we working on stuff, it's usually not exactly where you planned it to be. So anyways, we got the lights installed. Now it's time to wire them up. Another thing, also in the time lapse, you guys might have noticed, I had to switch the brackets around on the opposite side because they got way too close to the grill back here. This is straight back here, so it was hitting all in there, but simple flip around and back in business. And then I also, the first one I went to flip around, I flipped it to the same side it was on before, so I went to go put it on. I'm like, what the hell? Wrong side, so I had to flip it again. So I'm gonna leave that in. You guys might get a kick out of that. Who knows? But next thing is I just cut the zip ties on this harness. I'm gonna spread it out now. We've got our relays here and our inline fuse, and that's nice and close to the battery. The relays, that is. So, like I said, all you gotta do is hook these things up and then connect these to the power and ground of the battery and you're done. It's a nice, easy to use harness. So, I wanted to make sure there was a plug for this because obviously you're not fitting this through a firewall. And it looks like there's a plug right here. Just want to make sure. Yep, just like that. And you guys, this is the fuse that they supply, that AuxBeam supplies. You guys don't have to use, sorry, this is the, now I can't think of the name. That's how it goes making videos. I just get too wound up. This is the switch that AuxBeam supplies, and it's got some adhesive on the back as well. You guys don't have to use this switch. It's just the one they supply, but it's got a nice little connector right here at the end of the harness that you guys can unhook and wire up your own switch if you absolutely have to. So I've got a couple switches. Dig in. This is my junk drawer of everything and anything. I thought I had some switches in here. I've got no one uses those really anymore, them old toggle style. I had some of those little bullet round switches. I had some of those switches in here. I don't know where they went. I don't know. They're probably in over here somewhere. Got a big old bit of wiring and everything. I don't know. Got all sorts of stuff laying around the garage that I've pulled off parts jeeps or, I don't know, acquired somehow. So anyways, we're gonna leave this switch in and we're going to probably just tie it up somewhere nicely for now because, like I said, we are going to be switching this over to an AuxBeam switch panel in the future, and I don't want to get too crazy making this look all 100% pretty before we get the switch panel in. So let's get these connected and run it to the battery, and then we'll run it along back here along the firewall, and then there's a nice handy dandy hole that someone created right there. So we'll run it in there and we'll tie it up under the dash for now. But on the other note, these connectors, these are the good ones. I'm telling you, this AuxBeam stuff is not bad, and I'm not just saying that because they sponsored me these lights. I genuinely like the AuxBeam stuff. I haven't had a single issue about it. Gotten tons of good feedback on them. I don't know. Let me know if you guys have had an issue with your AuxBeam lights. If not, better order you a set. Alright guys, this plug is too big for my firewall hole, and I don't know if I want to make my hole any bigger in the firewall, just because I'm trying to reduce the I don't know, extra stuff. So I'm going to de-pin this and stick it through, and then I'll stick the pins back in it. And you can do that by folding them over, but this screwdriver is a little too big, so we'll grab a pick. Got a couple different sizes. I think I'll grab this one, see if it'll do it. Don't mind my hand. I had a fight with the grill. It was not fun feeding them wires to the grill, but we got it. Stupid Cherokees. Anyways, just gonna push these pins back to flat, and then the wires should pull out. So we gotta do a little more de-pinning. I think they actually make tools for this, but okay, so we got two of them. We got two of them out. Oh, those are long. Those are long boys. Okay. The ground is out. It's just that yellow one, which is out. Just like that. And then we'll stick this part through the firewall, and then we'll put this connector back on these pins once we get it through there. So let's do that right now. Like I said, this stuff is kind of temporary right now. I want to be able to use the lights like they're designed, but I also want to make it look clean and easy, because I know in the future we're going to be installing the AuxBeam switch panel and getting rid of that switch, because the switch panel they have is phenomenal. So I'm going to go under here. I don't even know if you guys will be able to see this, but basically I'm going to stick this end through the firewall. And that is if I can find the hole. There it is, right behind this little piece of insulation. So gently stick that through there. Come on. Just like that. Got it through there. And then we'll come out over here. And voila. Just like that. So I'll pull it through, give myself some extra room. And I'm going to bend those little guys back. Might be hard to see. The GoPros don't focus very well. But anyways, I'm going to bend this part back, stick it through that connector. Make sure the wires are lined up in the right spot. Connect it. And then we'll tie it up under the dash. And then we'll connect it to the battery, and we got lights. On here, we got it coming through the firewall. I'm gonna stick this little piece of insulation back to where it came from under here, so we don't have a exposed hole. And then we've got all this room to mount the switch. And honestly, a good spot. Well, it's got to go up like this through the dash, but a good spot if you were going to hard mount this would be, I don't know, somewhere in there. I wasn't even pointing the camera at it. Somewhere like that would be a good one as well. But for now, I'm gonna tie this guy up right here and connect this to the battery. We'll have lights. Obviously, guys, we gotta support the people that support us. So we are gonna slap the AuxBeam sticker right here on the side window of the Cherokee. Just like that. Beautiful. I've also got them on the Comanche. It's just a little dirty right now. That one took a beating. Like I said, I've got the switch panel in there, and that works amazing. You can change the colors on it and everything. I've got a video on the channel of that if you guys are interested in seeing that. And there you go. There you have it. Let's back this thing out of the garage. Oh yeah. I see why you guys run ambers now. They look sick. Look at that. Love it. Alright guys, I know it might be hard to see me, but I'm in the Cherokee right now, and we're gonna go around the yard, show you guys these lights. Go down here. Well, parts Jeep action. These are the normal headlights I've got on right now, but we're about to click. These are actually the low beams. High beams, pretty decent. I mean, they don't shoot way far out. So now we're gonna go on here. Good Lord. Now I got no lights on. Look at that shit. It's like laser beams. Ooh, it's messing with the camera real bad. That is bright. Let's go around this side. Holy smokes. Shout out AuxBeam. Now you can see the two kind of beams sticking right there. I think I can angle them out wider, but these are crazy bright. Alright guys, that's all for the AuxBeam big old light install. Super impressed with these lights. You guys check them out if you haven't already. AuxBeam sells all sorts of stuff, and more importantly, they sell some sweet lights at a good price. So make sure you check them out. I'll leave a link down in the description below so you guys can get yourselves some lights, some rock lights, whatever you guys need, whatever you're in the market for. And yeah, pick you guys some up. These are impressively bright. I'll get some more footage when we're out wheeling with them. You guys can actually see in the woods. It'll be a little better instead of just the backyard here. But I can't wait to start using these. They also, I have not tried out the LED portion of it without the amber lens, but the amber lens are pretty cool. I like those a lot. So thanks guys for watching. We will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully we'll be back out wheeling this thing, and maybe we'll get to wheel in the dark, try out these lights. We got some more AuxBeam stuff to come, so make sure you guys check out Knockout Off-Road. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment what you guys want to see next, what trail videos, what build videos, what else should we do to the Cherokee, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.